Here's the last Lab04 oscillations. Quick introduction. The purpose is to observe a system that we can observe pendulum and spring at the same time, simply. And the computational model we're going to use is essentially the formula for energy, spring for the spring behaviors, and potential energy for the pendulum behavior. Here's the video that is already given. That's the experiment. We don't really have to manually do it. Here's the result. Looks clear. Well, I'm gonna analyze it later. Now this is the physics principle. Basically, we all gonna do the same, reference the same principles that we already know. Newton's second law and update formula. Then we're gonna add several energy formulas. Potential energy, spring potential energy, the gravitational potential energy, spring potential energy, and kinetic energy. This is the system. Just the weight and the spring. That's all. All the others are surroundings, and it is really there is no such distinction between real world situations and this experiment because it's pendulum. Yep. Here is the tracker that I've used. This is the result that I could get using the tracker. It looks, yeah, it was actually looking great. With that data, I could get those values. Well, technically, some of those values are given by the video. Here's a snippet of code again. And here is again another snippet code, another snippet code. You can actually see the details with the reference. Here's the execution of that code. Yep. Fair. It looks really fair, like very similar to the experiment. Yep. And those two were very similar. It was actually satisfying, and I could barely detect the differences. Well, actually, I cannot really. Error and its source, there were no such errors, I believe. And now, what does it mean? Question. Well, is the energy principle satisfied? As you can see in the middle, delta E means the total energy. So there is no change in total energy, which is great because energy is conserved, which means the energy principle is satisfied, basically. And the next question, here, we're gonna think of the period for the X position data, which is the period for pendulum. You can see that on the right side. And for the Y position, that is a period for spring, which is on the left side. Technically, those two are different, but in this experiment, I don't know why, we do have this pretty similar period for both X's. Yeah, that's, well, yeah, it is what it is. If you just compare those two are pretty similar, but technically those are not supposed, like, those two can be different. Precision, it was very precise, great, accurate, it was accurate. That's all.